Welcome to the LANCave, where we're living as nerds. I'm Patrick, joined by Owen.
Video games are fun.
Woo! Yeah, they are. We are here talking video games, gaming news, nerd stuff, movies, all kinds of fun. No spoilers, we promise, but all kinds of goodies. San Diego Comic-Con just wrapped up. We've been actually playing some games. We've been snoozy in regards to the new games, you mean? Or
no, like San Diego Comic-Con just felt kind of snoozy. Like it felt like it was like a whole lot of Marvel and a whole lot of nobody else.
That's exactly right. That's kind of the takeaway. Marvel just came in and was just like,
there
hey.
There was no Star Wars. There was like one Star Trek Picard trailer. There might have been some Star Wars, but if there was, I didn't see anything really
nothing that I saw
out of it.
Nothing that I saw. DC
doing nothing.
Terrible. And I think that's damage control on the Amber Heard and Ezra Miller fronts. You know, however you feel about those situations, I think that DC is like reassessing.
How can you feel other than that they crazy? Like it's sad and whatever else is going on, but that they are crazy.
They both need help in different ways, but Ezra Miller currently still out from what I understand, and still has possession of at least two minors, or was one minor and one person that they groomed. Sorry, I didn't mean to. It's a weird situation, and I'm not trying to diss anyone or throw shade, whatever you want to say, but just we are concerned with these people, with Amber, with Ezra. And DC's just sitting here going, what do I do with this dumpster fire? Two dumpster fires, what do I do?
I'm honestly not that concerned with them. It's more about like, how do they get to this point? How does everybody being famous, it just has its perks, right?
Yeah.
Like the things that you can get away with when you're famous.
Yeah.
But that is okay.
100%.
You know what's more fun? Video games and Marvel TV shows and movies.
Yeah, video games and Marvel TV shows. We both got to play a little bit of gaming. What did you think about Stray?
Yeah, I finished that yesterday.
You said what, 5 hours?
No, I finished it Monday. Yeah, it took me 5 hours to beat. First of all, it's good. It's really good. It's beautiful. They captured cats perfectly. So if you're a cat person, really, if you don't like cats at all, I think you could probably skip this game. But if you do like cats and you really want to see how well a team can capture that movement and mannerism, I think they did that extremely well. After that, I don't know, dude. I'm honestly glad that I didn't throw down the $30 for it. It's one of those few times where it's not just because it was only 5 hours. It was just very one note. The puzzles all ended up being the same puzzle over and over again. And it's only 5 hours, so it's you just happen to see all that repetitive. It's like you're showing this thing right here in the trailer, right, where he just shoved that paint can into the glass. So that's not a spoiler. That happens. That's in the trailer. But that kind of thing doesn't really happen often. It's more go bring a robot the thingy and they'll open the door for you type stuff, instead of the cat figuring out ways around things. So I think it's worth the play, but ultimately I am glad that I went with the PS Plus, even though PS Plus, I'm calling it Plus Plus because PS Extra is a stupid name, but PS Plus Plus cost me more, but I have it now until 2025. So I have PS Extra for the next 3 years for $100 is what I spent. I am just hedging my bets that they are going to give me the value on that. And I already want to play the game that you've been playing because I didn't want to buy it because I didn't think it would be for me, but I want to play Returnal. So that's I already downloaded it. That's on my list. So I think I am going to ultimately get my $100 worth over the next 3 years, but I'm glad I did not throw down 30 for this
I
game.
think I foresee both of us getting our $100 worth in the next 6 months. Not that we consume a ton of games, but we consume enough games to get that done.
If
If
the last 2 months is anything, we already own Final Fantasy VII Remake, but they added Final Fantasy VII Remake to PS Extra, and then this coming month, it just came out that they're adding the entire Yakuza series. While the Yakuza doesn't necessarily interest me, I want to play Like a Dragon because I've heard it's great. I might check out one of the other ones. It's already been on Game Pass, but those are all AAA games, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, the entire Yakuza series, like that's AAA stuff. So if they're going to continue bringing that content to PS Extra, I just imagine there will be something where it's like, oh, well, I didn't want to pay for that, but I have the sub. So
no, I can 100% imagine if you're in a situation where if you didn't if this is you're getting a PS5 around this fall or holiday, which hopefully people can get them, I'm hoping people get those for holiday. I got a couple friends who want them for their kids.
I signed up for another one of the PS Direct queue things, so if I get an email, I plan on buying one and just seeing who needs a PS5.
Then I may do that too. I'm still considering having a secondary for a couple reasons, but I know it's like is it worth it?
I mean, I can make a case for putting a digital one somewhere else.
that's what I'm saying. I can throw the digital one. So the wife's been playing a lot more. She's actually playing Old Republic as we speak. She's in the other room playing that MMO. She missed playing an MMO, so she's playing the Old Republic on her laptop in the other room. But I started playing Returnal. Yes, it's challenging. It's challenging. There's a lot coming at you.
Fun though.
It's phenomenal. There's a lot. I will say it's pretty well balanced as well. They encourage you to both melee and ranged. There's a lot of as you play, you unlock certain things that are permanently unlocked, like melee. Melee you don't start out with that, which is weird. You start out with just this little sidearm, and as you continue, you get some temporary currency, temporary stuff that you can cash in for, again, temporary upgrades. There's some permanent upgrades that you keep with you, and a lot of people were frustrated. I've seen a lot of people who were in Facebook groups or Reddit who didn't understand that aspect. People literally complaining, saying, like, wait, you mean if I die, then I lose everything? It's like, no, you lose the, any of your temporary stuff. But once you get into the feel, your gameplay loop, what I like about it is you can spend like maybe, 7 or 8 minutes and get something done. If you die, okay, oh well. It lets you suspend, by the way. Saving your game is called like suspend. Yeah. So not only throwing it into sleep mode, obviously does your sleep, your save state, but you can suspend instead of exiting. It's like suspend game or suspend. It basically saves where you are, so you can jump back in. Most of my runs have been like, I don't know, 6 to 8 minutes.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's 6 to 8 minutes of like really challenging, and then I died, and then I have to.
Okay.
So
have you beat a boss yet?
Yes, I beat well, I didn't beat the first big boss yet. I've only put in a couple hours.
Okay.
And a lot of that's also getting a feel of like
runs that were lasting like 2 to 3 hours, and that was the problem with saving.
Oh yeah. So I mean, obviously,
like, once you get to it, and probably once you get a little bit better at it, your runs are going to be like.
Yeah, once you get better, as well as like there's because very similar to like Mega Man, I haven't unlocked like certain abilities that will let me do stuff. Like there are these little like glowing orbs like up on a cliff. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get some type of grapple hook, whatever, right? And be able to hook shot up here to an area I can't get to right now. So once I unlock that, I think my runs are going to be a lot better. I'm a little bit more stifled in regards to where I can go. And also I'm not quite as good. Maybe I'm giving myself not enough credit. We'll call it 15 to 20 minutes. on a decent playthrough. Some of them have been shorter because I was getting a little bit aggressive, but it's good. It's challenging. It's not too challenging, but yeah, it's a that roguelike aspect of it's a roguelike Souls. It's roguelike shmup Souls.
From what I heard, like there's like a wall on like one of the bosses where it's like the third or fourth big biome boss, and like if you can beat that, you're fine. But like it's a wall that I know at the time several people ran into. But it's a perfect example of the type of game where it's like I will never like I had it on Decker deals for like $20, and so once it hit $20, but now thanks to the membership, I don't have to worry about that. I downloaded it. I am going to check it out because there it is to check out. But I'm not worried if I don't like it because it's just a part of my membership now. But I've heard, I'm really excited for the gameplay, like the gunplay, because I have heard like that part of it is really fun, like tight moving. Did you feel that when you were playing it?
Very tight moving. The dodge, so you can jump and you can dodge. I joked with Whitney. I was yelling from the others.
Dip dive.
You can dip dive. You can dodge, dip dive, and dodge. I yelled while Whitney was like working. She was still working, and I started playing it, and I yelled at her saying, "This game lets you jump 9 out of 10." Like just immediately, because that's like my pet peeve on games. I'm like, if I can't jump, I feel like.
Yet you're a Souls fan.
I know. Well, Elden Ring. I know, but yeah, the
Elden Ring's got mounts and jumping. Like
you can jump kind of in Dark Souls, but no, it's just the gameplay's tight. You can dodge, you can jump, and you can dodge whilst jump. Like you can jump and then do a zip dodge kind of thing, because your dodge is kind of this. You can see it right there. It's kind of like a super jetpack ability shift, so you can do that in midair. Which then makes sense. Well, how can you dodge when you're up in midair? Well, the suit does it.
Space.
Very, very tight gameplay.
Frontier.
Yeah, very tight gameplay.
I'm excited to check that out.
Yeah. So
the gameplay, I just heard like that part of it is fun, like versus the challenge that exists in the game.
It's challenging, but I wouldn't say. Yeah, and honestly, like it's challenging, but it's similar to like the Souls games or Elden Ring. Like if you got hit, usually it's you made a mistake. But in this game, the what you can get overwhelmed by the amount of enemies and the orbs and ranged stuff all coming at you at once. That classic shoot 'em up, stuff like the classic shmup games on like SNES. It's like that, where it's like I have to dodge stuff in 3D. But it's very well done in regards to having the options to dodge left, right, up, down, everything.
With the orbs, are there different color orbs?
Yes. So
in terms of like where, like in some of the some of those shoot 'em ups where it's like you can absorb like white sometimes and you can absorb black sometimes. Is it like
so
that? Is it literally if you get hit by a bullet?
No, if you get hit, you get hit. Yeah. Now there are ability, or I should say, there are some temporary like things that you like consumable items. What's that?
I don't know if you ever played Ikaruga.
No, I didn't.
Okay, it was a big shmup where you like could flip your ship, and so if you were black, you absorbed black bullets but got hurt by white bullets.
Gotcha. Yeah, none of that, but there are some. Yeah, there's some consumables that you get, and those consumables like do different things. And as long as you remember what they do, they can be useful. One of them like turns all the orbs into whatever the currency thing is. So like all the orbs, like if they're all coming at you and you hit that, they automatically turn into the temporary currency, the one you lose if you die. But you can like grab them.
Or is there like a shop?
Yeah, so there's different ways. Actually, you're seeing it here. There's a fabricator that allows you to cash them in for temporary items. There is another aspect where you can cash it in for ether, which does stay with you. So there's ways you can bank it in certain abilities. It's not, and you can also unlock things for further runs. But all of those are like, oh, you're unlocking the ability to maybe that thing shows up. So some people get upset because they're like, oh, I love this gun and I want to go find it again. so there's some rarity when it comes to that, but you have to have a little bit of strategy in regards to, okay, what am I cashing in for? Everything that I'm cashing in for is more of how do I keep stuff permanently to try to help my my overall, ability and strength and all that stuff. Yeah, but it's good.
So how do you feel about reading games versus action games?
I enjoy them, especially because you can hit mute or turn all that volume down and then just chill. Is this your Citizen Sleeper?
What if I said you didn't want to necessarily mute it all the way because it does have a pretty banging soundtrack? There's a very nice digital soundtrack. So I played through and got, I think, 4 different endings on Citizen Sleeper. This game is dope.
Yeah.
At first, it is a little overwhelming. There is a lot of reading on the screen, and it's not always apparent that's what you should be doing. But I unlocked what Game Pass needs to be. Game Pass needs to have xCloud as a standalone service. I've decided this based on playing this game, because I played this game 100% through xCloud on my phone and also on my Xbox, because I didn't feel like downloading it, because I started playing it on my phone. I was like, I need something that I can easily turn off when my son needs me or
needs
whatever.
you. So
there's a little button there, you hit quit game, you're done. You can even just exit the app and it'll also do it, but I didn't want to lose any of my saves, so I did always diligently go in there and hit quit game. But I played this game entirely through xCloud. There is no real gameplay in terms of you don't really walk around or anything. It's all text and selection and menuing. It's good. It's really good. In terms of the story, it's really good. And then once you get your rhythm going with the dice rolls, so what happens is you're not a replicant per se, but you're a copy of a human. You used to be human, now you're inside of a android type thing, and you wake up on this it's kind of like a space station, I guess, and you basically have to survive. There's some mechanics in there, you always have to eat, and then you have this sickness that you have to take a pill for, and you have to earn money to get that pill, and you have to earn money for food throughout, all while also trying to progress through the story. So you get 6 dice rolls at the beginning. As you get more hungry and sicker, you get less dice rolls until you replenish your energy. At one point I did get down to 2 dice rolls at the very beginning, but after I figured it out, after I got it going, I never got below 3, and then half the time I was getting to 3 on purpose because I didn't have a ton of money, so I didn't want to eat my pill right away until I earned enough money to eat the next pill.
Resource management.
And then eventually I got to the point where I never had under 6 dice rolls. It just did it as you went. So it's hard to say too much else about the story wise, because it's just kind of one of those things that you have to get into. But you're trying to navigate how you want to handle things. Do you want to survive on this space station? Do you want to leave the space station? Do you want to figure out a way into the virtual world? There's a few different paths that you can kind of go down. There's a couple people that you can help out along the way, because everybody else is having a hard time also. But I probably put 7 or 8 hours into it and got 4 endings. It rolls credits every time you get an ending, and then there's some endings that don't end the game. There's one that it takes you back to the start screen, and that was the final one that I did. But there were other ones where you made a decision, something happened, and then you can keep playing on that save.
Gotcha.
Really good. Probably one of my favorite games of the year, for sure.
Wow. I mean, I don't mind reading. You mentioned do you mind? I don't mind reading. I will say that I definitely, a lot of times when I'm playing, I may not be in the mood, but that's the same with like any game where you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood for this right now. I'm not in the mood for that.
Yeah.
So I can totally get that.
You definitely have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, I mean, the last game that I can think of like that was Phoenix Wright for me, but that's not that much reading. I mean, you're reading the whole time, but it's light reading. It's not, it's not as in depth. I love those games though. Really,
think of it like
Switch.
there's like a DM talking to you type stuff. In some of the text it directly like it addresses you as the character. So it's like you listen to him talk about this. He walks back and forth like it's very DM text. Nice. And so that's a reason why you might find that attractive. But this is now like I think xCloud should be its own sub, because I could exist without ever downloading anything to my Xbox, without ever downloading anything again. Like whenever they come out with that streaming stick, like don't make people pay for Ultimate, because that's wrong in my opinion. If you're selling that streaming stick and you're making them pay for Ultimate, I think that's kind of wrong. But if I was paying like $10 or so, like it's only $5 less. But if I was paying $10 just to have access to xCloud, which I think is somewhere around like 100 games that I can stream to my phone using my backbone, and I can also stream it to my Series X if I don't want to download it. I think it works.
What's the price for Ultimate right now?
15.
I mean, honestly, I could see 15 because you think about if you can stream and here's the key: if you can stream and they allow any of your catalog to be streamed. So they have their own Game Pass stuff, but if you own a game on Xbox, if you own a game on the Xbox ecosystem, then you can stream your game that you own. I will pay $15.
I didn't know that.
No, I'm saying if that was the case. Sorry, I apologize.
Okay.
If that was the case, because then you're giving me the Netflix style, hey, I'm a subscriber, give me the things, added to the Amazon style. I guess Amazon Prime does this more than anything, right? Like I can buy stuff on Amazon or I can stream the goodies that you're letting me stream. If they could do a more Amazon Prime style as opposed to Netflix, if I purchased the game, go ahead and let me stream the game that I purchased. That's a bigger undertaking on the back end for Xbox, but you can't tell me that they're already not preparing for something. Like they want everything to go in the cloud. That would crush everything. The Stadia was the same way, right? Because Stadia, you buy the game and you stream the game. Well, if Xbox let me stream my Xbox catalog I already have on the go, it's over. I mean, I'm reading
a thing from June, so last month.
Yeah.
xCloud, the title Xbox Cloud Gaming will support your game library later this year.
There you go. See,
so
they took my idea.
It's all about cloud enabling the games.
Yeah.
Just skimming the article, but
sure.
If they make that a thing, the curious thing is if you have to have Game Pass to stream a game that you own. There's a little disconnect there for me. I imagine they're going to make you do it because you got to pay for the service.
I would imagine so, because you're talking server space at that point. You're talking about server, you're talking about not space per se, but every time that you launch a game, that's essentially launching an instance into a VM that I'm not going to go into. Other people know more than I do, but every time you're playing a game, you're eating up some memory on their server while you're playing the game, obviously.
Yeah.
I will pay. I am very happy they're going to that, because that's where I thought they were going to eventually go. I didn't realize it was later this year. So
fantastic. I still think that there's an opportunity where, like, if you don't own anything, like if you don't want to own anything like Xbox, and it's literally just like, here's your set library, here's what you can stream. I think that there should be a tier for that. Although, as I was talking to you all about today in messaging, I'm going to see if I can farm Microsoft Rewards points to see if I can earn it on a monthly basis. Because if I can't, I'm going to try it for 1 month. If I don't get there, then I'm not going to try that hard. But you can log in to Microsoft Rewards daily, do daily quests, and do Bing searches on both your mobile device and your computer, and earn X amount of points
Yeah.
per day. And then Game Pass, like on Xbox, Microsoft Rewards also is there. If you open, like on one of the quests, all you have to do is open it for 3 days straight, and you can get some points. So I'm going to try and farm points for 1 month. If I earn another month in that time, I'm just going to keep doing that then and not care anymore that I'm doing it. So I will report back on that sometime after August to see if I was able to. I'm level 2, so it cost me 12,000 Microsoft Rewards points. I currently have 900 because I just redeemed 12,000 to do another month. So that's my test out, because I got to play more Power Wash Simulator. Like, that's what I got to do.
I was as soon as I saw this on your list, I'll be honest, and trust me, because this is coming from someone who immediately I'm like, we're gonna simulate the American middle class. Like, I didn't think about like working as I imagined. We purchased a power washer like last year.
Oh, really?
And like Whitney was like, oh, she like loved it. She power washed like the driveway. She was power washing so that's what I thought of immediately, was that middle class suburban American, idea of like, ooh, look at the new power washer I got, inviting your friends over to, like, that's what I didn't even think about the work aspect. Obviously in this, you're like supposed to be doing it as a job. I literally was thinking about like, ooh, look at my new tool. But so how is this? Is this fun? Is it zany?
It's very there's nothing zany. It is very straightforward.
Okay.
It's very straightforward. I mean, I haven't played multiplayer. It looks like from the trailer like there's some stuff that you can do multiplayer wise to have more zany things, but in this case you literally load into a level and you clean it.
I'm gonna download this.
It's very zen, to be honest with you. It is a complete turn my brain off and spray stuff. Like, I was sitting in the living room, my son was watching something on PBS, and there's only so many times I can watch the same PBS Kids like episode that I've seen.
Get those songs stuck in your head.
Get my Backbone controller out, xCloud on my phone. I am currently on the third or fourth career thing. I'm just going through the career, and right now I'm tasked with spraying down like an entire house of dirt, and it's literally just change out your nozzles, like adjust your water pressure for harder to clean things, and after that you're literally just making something go from really dirty to sparkling clean. There's nothing to it whatsoever. I can't believe that Square Enix published this game, but my wife was laughing at me because last year she was playing a game called House Flipper, and I'm pretty sure I haven't checked, but it really feels like the same company that made it. And House Flipper is literally you go into houses and fix the house and then sell it. Like, you buy the house, like go in there, click on everything that it tells you that you need to fix, and then you turn around and sell the house. It's the same menu type system. Like, hey, can you come clean this dirt bike for me? Okay. You go clean the dirt bike, get money. Like, that's it. You can buy better power washers. I haven't bought the second power washer yet. I need a little bit more money, but I bought all the nozzles for the power washer that I have.
Nice.
It's stupid, but I don't care at the same time. It's something that I don't have to care about missing anything in the story or anything. It saves where you are in the level. Like, you can leave the level you're on at any time and go do another level if you've unlocked it.
Oh, okay, and then go back.
Later. Okay. But it's like a thing where it's like, again, it's one of those things, again, I've figured it out. What is good for me about Game Pass and xCloud. It saves your progress. You just quit, turn it back on. It does it instantly. I told you about playing Xbox versus the phone. If you play something on your Xbox and you pick it up on xCloud later, there's a little bar that crosses your thing that says it's syncing your data, so it syncs your save between
your
Xbox
phone and your
xCloud. Yeah. And so I'm in, man. Like, I already started. I didn't put it on the list because I literally played it for 20 minutes today, but started playing another game on xCloud during my lunch break just because it was like, all right, let's check it out.
Yeah, and listeners and viewers know I attempted xCloud a few times, and I kept trying it when I was out, thinking, oh, I'm not at home, I'll try the xCloud. But, I mean, you've hit it on the head. Even when you're at home, being able to bounce between your phone, between your Xbox, all of that, I'm going to try it out. I did try it this past week. I was in Philadelphia, and I tried it in the hotel, and not so good. And where I was in Philadelphia, I did not have 5G, so
Yeah.
Wi-Fi
I would
was...
definitely say you're going to need like the good 5G or the good Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I did like Philadelphia. I mean, I liked most of what I got to do in Philadelphia. I had an okay Philly. You got to get Cheese Whiz. You know, it's
Did you
that's
get
how
a
you
Cheese
do.
Whiz?
Yeah. That's how they do it there. I had to do it authentic. Someone that I was with got like provolone cheese on there because she was like,
dude.
I don't want Cheese Whiz. I'm like, and she,
Good.
yeah, bro, provolone's great. I chose the Cheese Whiz specifically on like, I'm gonna do an authentic Philly. Like she was like, oh, I'm gonna add jalapenos in this, and onions is I think is as far as I'd go. Mushrooms maybe, but I feel like some people would like frown on that. Now personally, I like mushrooms.
I feel like this lady and me are at home because I used to get a Philly cheesesteak in the college town that I was in.
Yeah.
I threw jalapenos all up in that.
Oh yeah. And again, like I'm not talking about like my personal taste. I'm like I want to get a taste of what's an authentic Philly cheesesteak while I'm there. No, I like jalapenos. I'll mix up the cheese. The meat as you know has got to be the right thinness and cooked. I like onions in there. Onions and peppers. Apparently, some people are like, "No, you don't do onions. You just do peppers. You just do onions." But you know, everybody's got their opinion on it. It's like pizza in New York.
I always think of that one Fresh Prince episode where Will goes back to Philadelphia and he orders the cheesesteaks, and he goes, "Do you get one with mushrooms, dude?" And he said, "Wrap one in fungus." And literally, I've called mushrooms fungus ever since. Like, that's just
what
I've done. But like, wrap one in fungus, and
yeah,
it's a random thing that stuck with me. Where like, I'll even ask my wife, where it's like, "You want some fungus on the pizza?"
Put some fungus. I didn't get to go to. There's a couple places I wanted to go to, which people are like, it's the more authentic. Experience. Like the food is good, but it's also the experience. You get yelled at by a guy if you're not ordering fast enough, and like I kind of wish I'd done that because the people were great. Right? The people were really nice and great. The guy that I ordered it from, but he was really patient, and I didn't get any of that that attitude that I've heard from people. But it was good. I got to see the Liberty Bell. You know. It was no, they don't let you near it. They got like ropes and stuff. I will say I don't know.
You've seen that episode of How I Met Your Mother, right?
Yeah, I have. Okay. I will say Philly. I don't know. It was a Wednesday night. I went out on a Wednesday night. It was the night we were supposed to. We usually do it. I went out with some of my coworkers, and then I had a meeting. And but I'm out with the coworkers / employees. And we're walking around Philly, and we walked by 4, like beer gardens, or it was daytime, right? The sun was not down, and it was popping. It was like 5:30 at 5:30 in the evening, and people were getting their wristbands on, and they were partying. It was if I don't know if you're single in Philly, I think it's apparently there's a lot going on. It was pretty crazy because I'm like we didn't walk that far, but it was just constant like parties going on. So that was fun. What's not fun though is KOTOR 2 development paused. Was it KOTOR 2? I thought it was KOTOR. Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Remake, dude.
Man, this is what happens. This is what happens when I'm skimming stuff.
Dude,
well,
it's
good.
Worse. It's worse.
Yeah, it's much worse.
It's not good. It's worse.
This is how tired I am. That game I did not expect to come out for years. So sorry, I digress. Apparently I skimmed this one. apparently I skimmed this one. It's so
they have either fired 2 people or 2 people have left, but on the KOTOR remake, Aspire were previously on this show. I said, like, I'll believe in them because I feel like they are passionate about the Star Wars universe, and I still hope to say I believe in them, but everything they've done up to now was all ports. They ported KOTOR 1, they ported KOTOR 2, they ported a bunch of other Star Wars games to various consoles and mobile. And the development of the KOTOR remake has been delayed indefinitely. And
yeah, so
we're sad.
Very sad. So
you can be sad now that you know which game it's been.
Now that I know which game it is, I skimmed this one. I've had a very busy week at work. I skimmed that, and I totally mistook it. I'm more sad now because this is one that Whitney has not played KOTOR. Whitney's over there playing the Old Republic right now. She's not played KOTOR. So I was the twist and the story involved.
I kind of respect it, to be honest. The fact that she's playing the Old Republic.
Well, she really. I mean, she loves. I think she likes the Zen. Yeah, she's played the Old Republic before, but she's not played KOTOR. She's played the Old Republic.
Is it free play now?
It is. If you do the subscription, then you get like a little bit more, but it's basically kind of turned into like a freemium kind of thing. But the subscription helps you out a little bit, so I got her the subscription just to, because I was like, if you're gonna play it, then I want you to be able to enjoy it a little bit more and not be frustrated. I was going to have this be her experience. She does not like she doesn't like the timed battles and the turn-based battles. Yeah, she doesn't like turn-based. She doesn't want to wait. She wants to hack, and which is funny because I mean KOTOR, the Old Republic and WoW, it's turn-based. You just hit the button, and then it's exactly so. I was looking forward to this to have her play it. The fact that it's delayed indefinitely does not make me happy whatsoever. You think they bit off more than they could chew? Because all they did was ports.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they're like, we're going to do a remake of the most beloved RPG in the past 15 years. 25 years at this point.
Western RPG.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the most beloved RPG.
Well, I'm thinking like the top. I'm thinking of the top. I'm thinking like when you. Yeah, but yeah, Western RPG, because immediately I'm thinking of like Final
like what?
7, 6. What? Well, that's why I was like not 30, yeah. Like 25, like because you got 6, 7.
25 this year, so that's where. And that makes 9, 22 years old.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so Western RPG.
But I would definitely say like, I'll take KOTOR over the likes of Skyrim any day.
Yes, I love Skyrim, but yeah, I agree. I do agree. I didn't put it on my list though. I'm playing the Pathfinder game on PlayStation. Pathfinder Kingmaker, I think, which I'm enjoying.
The second one, or
I want to say.
I feel like there's been more than one.
The second one, Pathfinder. I want to say it's the second. September 2018, Pathfinder Xbox games. This was 2018. They have Kingmaker, and then they have Definitive Kingmaker.
It could be the only one. It could be the only one. Oh, there was one last year. Wrath of the Righteous.
Okay. Wrath of the Righteous.
Yeah, Wrath of the Righteous.
Okay. If it's similar, I mean, it's definitely again reading. Yeah. It's an RPG. I mean, you're playing it, and you get into a situation, and you're like, ooh, what do I? Sorry, actually, I'm bouncing between a couple. It's ISO. Sorry, I'm bouncing between yeah. So that one, yeah, you it's isometric. It's party based. You can pause and give commands and all that, but it's ISO, so what I liked about Dragon Age, you know, and being able to toggle between the party members, all that. But you know, I'm liking it. I will say I got to a frustrating part in the story where I feel like it was almost an unwinnable situation where one of your party members gets captured, and I kept like loading a state over and over again to try to have that not happen, because I'm like, I can beat this battle.
Maroon.
Yeah, it's exactly what happens. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it again. I think I did it probably 8 or 10 times because I'm hard-headed, and realizing I don't think you can beat this. Maybe there's a way you can beat it, but it's part of the story. Your character didn't die; they get captured or whatever, and then that character you have to go find.
Did you ever check out Pillars of Eternity?
I did. Yeah. What?
Okay.
I did, yes.
Pillars of Eternity 2 is like supposed to be one of the best isometric RPGs ever. So, if you hadn't, checked it
I
out.
did.
So, it does suck for KOTOR. Who knows if we ever see it now? It's supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive, even. So that means Sony threw down some money at it. I wonder what happens in that kind of situation where your game gets blown up. Does Sony have like clauses to get their money back, or does that become like a sunk thing, or I don't know.
Man, I don't know. That's rough. I mean, part of me hopes that someone that someone picks this up and kind of goes from there. I don't know. I hope someone takes up the mantle, or I should say Sony shuffles it and says, this is a great idea, let's get it to a studio. They own enough studios now. Let's get it to a studio that we think can do it well and finish it out. I don't foresee that a lot of groundwork had been, initial groundwork, but I don't think it's like just finish this project. You're basically going to scrap and start from scratch mostly, in my opinion, but we'll see if that happens. We were talking Xbox earlier. What do you think about them annual sales on Xbox? Pretty nice.
Maybe winning. The thing that was the most interesting thing to me was that, according to what it said, is that Xbox has been the market leader in North America for 3 quarters in a row among next-gen consoles. Now, I didn't look into the numbers to see if that was soft, and when I say soft, I mean Xbox Series S, because Xbox Series S is not exactly quote unquote like next gen, although we're now in current gen. I think what, 2 years in, you gotta call it current gen.
It's current gen. It's current gen. I guarantee these numbers include the S, and the S is great for what it is, but I guarantee this includes the S. Yeah.
So, it absolutely does. I just didn't see what it was, but like, this isn't the only place that it's been. They also have picked up speed in Japan as well. Like, they're having a good old time over here. They don't have the games, but it reminds me of the beginning of PS4, right? So last generation, PS4 had don't get me wrong, Xbox One also had absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
PS4 had like infamous Second Son, and they had Final Fantasy 14 really early, which was big for somebody like me. But there was that year where like it was literally like all indie games, and then they made that deal with Blizzard for Call of Duty, and that was it. There was nothing going on PS4, but they were still somehow leading, and Xbox is doing a similar thing, so that it's with Game Pass now. I also think about like their annual revenue. What's the net on that versus all the money you're paying out for Game Pass? But I like this because I think that when you see something like this, like Sony's got to feel it. I hope that they feel it somewhere in there, and like that's where I'm seeing this thing of, all right, let's bring the whole Yakuza series over to PS Plus Extra. Let's put Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is still not available on Xbox. It was supposed to be a timed exclusive. They are definitely paying money to keep that off of Xbox. Like, let's put that on PS Plus Extra. Like, I feel like I think we're in for an interesting couple of years. Whenever I saw this, and that's why I put it in here. I'm like, let's get this competition going, and I think this only is going to benefit us.
It's only going to it's going to benefit the consumer. Oh yeah, it's going to benefit the consumer 100%. But Xbox, we said years ago, Xbox is playing the long game. Just wait, just watch what happens, and it's this slow, methodical, losing money for the past I'm going to guess 7 years, purposely. I'd say purposely losing the past 5 years, losing money. But the idea of getting people into the ecosystem, you get them to be, it's the Apple way of, if I get you into the ecosystem, be it in the paying for a Mac computer lab for the schools, iPads of the schools, iPhones being a very user-friendly product. Once you're in the ecosystem and you have those adopters and they like your product, yeah, you've got it. They've hooked you, and if they're giving you consistent with Game Pass, they're giving you crazy value. We've been talking about Game Pass. I play a lot of PlayStation 5, but Game Pass is such a great value. If you have a limited budget, Game Pass. If that streaming stick, it comes out like it needed to, maybe, I don't think it's coming out later this year, but man, think about if that thing came out the end of the year, or heck, halfway through next year. Game Pass and a streaming stick, doesn't matter where you are. If you've got Wi-Fi, jump in, do it. They have the player base. You have people who are adopting it, and then with the addition of a streaming stick or xCloud on your phone, like you were saying, it's everywhere. Yeah. Sony's got games, yes, but if you have a little bit more of a limited budget, or eventually when Xbox starts rolling out those games from buying out every studio that you've heard of, eventually those Xbox games are going to come out. The lineup, I wanted to have it queued up, but I didn't have it here. Their presentation they did, what was that, last month, where they were showing every single month it was a big heavy game coming out on Game Pass. That you can't ignore it anymore. They slowly built this, and now the games are going to trickle out, and eventually it's going to be like MCU, which we'll get to later. It's going to be like the MCU, where eventually it's a monstrosity, and how the heck do you even compete with it? That's where we're going.
Yeah, and it's like looking at they did just have a first party game come out. It's not really everybody's cup of tea because it's a choice-based narrative game, so it's right up my alley. I don't know if you saw this, what is it, As Dusk Falls?
No, but I'm going to play it.
Dusk Falls. That just came out last week, and came out to decent reviews and stuff. That was an Xbox Studio game. It's way big for a narrative-based game. It was like really? 70 gigs on my Xbox, which was very surprising, but that screenshot of just posting everything that was gonna come to Xbox, and then subsequently Game Pass, and then as soon as like this Blizzard deal goes through and they get Call of Duty on Game Pass, like I was going to buy the Call of Duty Modern Warfare because I skipped this last one with Vanguard, but I had a ton of fun playing the last Black Ops. Yeah. I've put over 100 hours into it, all multiplayer, lots of fun, but I'm now just going to wait for Modern Warfare to come to Game Pass and play that. And then I've been talking with you all, like you and Robert and other people, about how little reason I have to have Game Pass because I just have so many games, and then it finally clicked with me this last week playing some of these games via xCloud. It's like, okay, I don't have to worry about managing it. I don't have to worry about downloading it. I can just scroll through on my phone. It's like, I want to play something right now. I'm going to scroll through on my phone. Okay, let's play this. If I can't get into it, whatever. But I don't care because it's just load it and go. I've now found the reason for me to have Game Pass. Other people who want to have this as their singular console, like my PlayStation's not going to have any trouble. There's still, God of War comes out in November. I new trailer for Valkyria Elysium sold me. I'm probably getting that in September. There's still my Switch that does get turned on occasionally. I played TMNT Shredder's Revenge on my Switch recently, and that looked great. And I just pre-ordered Blossom Tales 2 Indie Zelda.
That one's so cute.
Action.
Yeah.
Did you play the first one?
No. I've just seen it.
It's on sale right now for like $4 on Switch. I highly recommend this. The second one comes out next month, and it's also on sale already for $13 for pre-order. But play the first one, dude. It's a lot of fun. Probably one of my favorite Zelda clones of all time. But I see now where I'm going to be playing Xbox games. There is a space here for me to now, where I was thinking like I'm going to become a 2-console person. No, Xbox like beat its back in, with my back on controller. And good for them. They've put in for that, and then I now no longer care if they're making money or not. If they're giving me if I'm benefiting from them not making money, I don't care.
No, they're losing money to get that player base, and Sony's gonna have to do something to compete. But the competition's always good for the consumer. I'm gonna skip the meta thing if you're cool with that. I want to wrap up with MCU because it is. But yeah, I will say the best thing for DC. Start with this. The best thing for DC was The Rock showing up. I don't know if you saw this. This was The Rock, and he was on a platform that raised up, and it looks corny from this angle, but I'm sure it looked really good in the crowd. Or if you were like straight on, saying like the DCU is never going to be the same or whatever he said. Like
the thing that he's been saying forever.
Yeah, he's been saying it. He has been so hyped, and obviously absolutely love The Rock. So I'm going to see Black Adam. Yeah, I'm going to see Black Adam. A lot of people are going to see it. Yeah, which he's going to put subscribers, butts in seats, however we need to do it. It's a good choice. He's been passionate about this character for quite a while. Happy about it. We got a little additional little trailer. Movie looks good. No problems there. I flipped all the trailers that way, so hopefully we don't get a copyright on this. But Black Adam looks good. Shazam also looks good. If you didn't see the first movie, the first one I thought was really fun, and I'm hoping we get more of that. Are we in the? Boom! There we go.
It's on Shazam. I need to see it.
Yeah, I really I liked the first one. Sorry, that was him talking about how do I compete with all these big heroes. Zachary Levi's a great choice for the heart of this character because he's a child who has gotten superpowers. Great choice. Great choice for that. I love the family aspect. Really, I think you'll like it. It's got some heart. And the DC movies needed heart because they've just been more doom and gloomy. And this has got it's fun.
Honestly, I think that's what Marvel unlocked. Marvel made their stuff more accessible. Like, this is where everybody who's always like, I want a dark and gritty Star Wars. I want a dark and gritty whatever. And like, don't get me wrong, Rogue One was good.
Yeah.
But like, if all we got was Rogue One all the time, it would suck.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people think Star Wars sucks anyway right now. But besides the fact, you need, compare a lot of what's going on to, Mandalorian, where there is a little dark and gritty, but there's also those moments of cheese, this moments of spaghetti western and stuff in there. Like, DC going full dark. Like, this is what you guys wanted. You guys wanted dark and gritty. Here's dark and gritty. What do you think of it? And
needed the balance.
One of those things I just stand by, where you don't need it all the time, and if you do, it's not gonna work. It's just gonna get boring.
Yeah. They need the balance. I will say that I think that Marvel has the last couple Marvel movies have been very director centric, or I should say, Thor: Love and Thunder was very much a Taika movie. It's a funny bubblegum movie, but I think Marvel's going to get back into the swing of things with Black Panther. Have you seen this trailer? Dude, this trailer...
who's wearing the suit?
I think Shuri. I think it's Shuri. That doesn't like...
I mean, Shuri's not like a curvy person, but...
No, but... I mean, like, I think it's her. Heck, it could be... I forgot his mom's name. It could... I mean, I don't think it will be. But before this, I was thinking it's Shuri, or I'd like M'Baku to be... to take up the mantle. That actor is great. I love the character, but he doesn't look the Black Panther we see at the very end, whoever that is, I think is way too small to be him. So I think it's someone else. But this trailer had me, the music had me going. Seeing Namor had me going, and I will say my prediction on this, which is not in the trailer. So if you don't want to hear my prediction that I'm probably right in, you can skip it. I think that we get Victor Von Doom showing up. This is very international. Look at all these nations that are clashing with each other. I think we're going to see Doom. He may or may not have his suit, but I think we're going to see the leader of Latveria showing himself in the UN there. Or and part of me feels like he may be the actual villain, because Namor's not necessarily straight up villain. Namor is a anti-hero. Sometimes he rides it, but what's that?
The first mutant.
Yeah, he is the first mutant. Yeah, well, the first mutant.
I can't spoil. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. So this is.
I actually don't know if you've watched or if you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about because it got spoiled, but like, so this would having mutants in the MCU is great. Sorry, when you said first mutant, I'm like, no, that's Apocalypse, but I know what you mean. My nerd brain was like, no, the first mutant. But no, I know what you mean.
That was the name of the comic.
Yeah,
Namor the first mutant.
Yeah, I know. But Namor, I love Namor. The dude playing him looks great too. I forgot his name, but love that. And the fact that the music that plays in here is No Woman, No Cry, and you see all the women in T'Challa's life, because you see his mom, you see Shuri, you see his guards. Like, that's such... It's like he's surrounded by powerful women, and that song hit me. When I saw that and seeing them, grieving, I'm assuming he died, before the movie starts, and I'm assuming that we're going to start on them having, a funeral. Because I don't think they're going to have him, die on screen. I don't think they're going to do that with Chadwick.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
You want to upset some people. You don't have to do that to Chadwick. I think it's going to be a somber opening. This is them just kind of reflecting on who this man was and what do we do with our country. And that's obviously Namor being born. Man, I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking. I think this is going to be Marvel's return to form, if you will. People who have been, let's say, mixed feelings on the last couple movies, right here. This is going to be it.
Well, it's because Doctor Strange was very and then I haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder. I can't wait for it to come to Disney Plus because I want to see me some Portman.
It is entertaining.
I want to see the guns. Does she have guns?
Yeah. I mean, she does. For her,
tiny, yeah. She's a very tiny woman.
For a very tiny frame, she's got guns. And the movie's entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but
I'm sure.
It's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They're not bad, but do I go back thinking about say Iron Man or Iron Man 2, Winter Soldier? I mean, these movies are just so high up there. The first Black Panther movie. I don't think it's in that echelon, but I think that they gave the movie, same with Ragnarok. They were like, here, Taika, do a fun movie, do whatever you want, and it's good. It's entertaining. Like, if you like his comedy, you'll like it. It's zany, it's over the top, and it's funny.
Is it just more of Thor 3?
It's very much like, if it's very much the Thor 3, Thor Ragnarok. Let's do.
I'll probably think it's fun, because I'm one of the few people like Thor 3 was fun.
I liked Ragnarok as this is a fun movie. It's funny. It has some funny moments, but it's not. It has its place, and I'd say so does Multiverse of Madness. It's its own thing. It's the Baskin Robbins, like, if you're having all these different types of flavors as opposed to DC just being dark and gritty, Marvel's got the variety. But I do think that they need that consistent throughput of a weighted, hefty, meaningful movie like this will be. I think that we've lacked that in the last couple movies. I do need to watch, and I don't know if you caught that. That's got to be Ironheart. It is Ironheart. But
I'm really down for that.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Ironheart. I mean, you said return to form. Like, that's where, I don't know, I'm kind of mixed. There's just so much stuff. Like, and I'm sure people feel like that with Star Wars, right? Where it's just so much Star Wars. There were so many things that announced where it's like, there's no way all of this stuff is going to hit.
Yeah.
But I am, like, looking at the list, I'm excited for Daredevil.
Yeah.
That show was a great show. They're bringing back the same actors. They're relaunching it. I really hope that means that
I got the full list if you wanted to. Yeah.
I really hope that they consider revisiting both Punisher and Luke Cage. I liked Jessica Jones also, but I don't think they're ever going to go back to it. But Luke Cage ended on a cliffhanger. And then Punisher, John Bernthal was just a really good Punisher.
Yeah.
Like, he just did a great job. And so it's, like, hard to leave that off. So to see Daredevil come back is dope. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 apparently is really good. After that, it's like the Marvels. I want them to do something with Captain Marvel. They sucked with her in Endgame. She did absolutely nothing. Those are probably like the three where I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And also the fact that they announced a Fantastic Four where we don't get the origin story. They're pulling a Spider-Man on it. They're saying, you know how Spider-Man got formed. He got bit. He's Spider-Man, okay?
Yep.
Well, you know how the Fantastic Four happened. They got on a spaceship. They came back. Whatever. All right. They're the Fantastic Four. I think that's the perfect thing, because that's where you might be right. Like, we get introduced to Doom. I don't think that they can do too much with Doom right now because they've announced that Kang is the next Avengers movie. Doom needs to be an Avengers movie. Like,
I think Doom is your Loki. Doom is your villain who just keeps showing up, and you may have some big bad villains. You may have to have Doom on your side to go against Kang. That may set up, because that's happened quite a few times in the comics where, Doom is a villain. Yes, the man cares about his country. He wants people to be fed. He wants to rule. Stan Lee said that Doom was his favorite villain because he wants to rule the world because he feels like he can do it well, and he has done it arguably very well in his country. So it's not I want power. It's I am extremely smart, and I can do this better. And he did in his country. His country has no. Now they may pray to him, so it's fascist, yes, but he has no. There's no famine. There's no war. There's everyone has what they need. There's no unemployment, and he's like, I can help the world, and everyone will be better, and everyone will have food, and no one will want for anything. You may have to, pray to him like North Korea style, but you're gonna be fed. You're gonna have, get to. So his mentality of I can help. When you have Kang or Galactus or someone like that come in, Doom is on the side of the Fantastic Four. He's on the side of the Avengers, because that is the greater evil. I need to take care of Galactus, and then we'll go back to our squabbles about, who rules which country. But his people and everyone will perish, and he doesn't want that to happen. So I love that about Doom. I think we're going to see him set up here, and then he's going to be a villain, but he's not going to be your Thanos. He's going to be your Loki but obviously I'm excited for Agatha. You mentioned quite a few there as well. Blade, finally seeing Blade on the screen again. Very excited about that. But Charlie Cox coming back for Daredevil Born Again. He's coming back for She-Hulk, and he's coming back for Echo. Dude's coming back for all that, and what is it? Daredevil, I think, is going to be 18 episodes, so we know it's a limited series, right? So 18 episodes, and I think that it may be 18 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and then I don't think we'll get another big Daredevil stint. That's my feeling on it. I think this is the acknowledgement. Let's do this. Let's bring back Vincent D'Onofrio. It's good, but bring back Vincent D'Onofrio as well, and do it that spoilers, but we didn't see it happen, so I'm not believing it. The end of Hawkeye. Yeah, the end of Hawkeye. Yeah. Thunderbolts is pretty cool. Yeah.
And then Charlie Cox showing up in Spider-Man also was cool. Just like one of those things that it's an acknowledgement. That's again where I just hope that he's not the only one that they bring back, because I really enjoyed Luke Cage, and I really enjoyed
Jessica Jones.
I loved Jessica Jones,
but
I don't think
I really
we're going to do it again. But Punisher was also very good, and I'm one of those people who classically I don't like how celebrated the Punisher is, but the show was so good that it's one of those things where you have to acknowledge how good the show is. But I do not like the Punisher character.
No, well, Punisher, I know we're to wrap up the show, but I'll end the show saying the people who seem to worship the Punisher don't understand the Punisher. And that's the Punisher is an allegory for how our criminal justice system, our police, the police are too brutal, the criminal justice system fails, and he takes it into his own hands, and he messes up in the comics. Because the extremes that he goes through, what if you're wrong? Or the also the ethical and morality aspect of, what the having your punishment be extreme pain or death. Well, what if you're wrong? You can't take that back. They've rendered that in the comics, and the ethical aspect of it is not right to do what he's doing. I would say we could say being judge, jury, and executioner in some of the people in the Punisher series. Yeah, I could say I get it, and you definitely root for him in regards to some of the scenarios. But Punisher is an allegory of how our system does not work, and that extreme authoritarianism is a problem, and that police brutality is a problem, and PTSD is a serious thing. And the fact that people don't get the allegory, that's what gets me. The Punisher is a great character in that he is not a good person doing some good things. So I digress. And agree. Marvel's got it stacked. And then the two other images that I flashed on there with Fantastic Four, but Avengers, Secret Wars, and Kang Dynasty. So we're gonna get 2 Avengers movies in 2025. So I imagine this is gonna. I mean, I'm not saying it's Infinity War Endgame, but I feel like they're gonna bookend each other. It may not be the same story.
They're gonna do it in the same movie. They have to. I think you can't just do
2 Avengers movies in the same year.
Same year. Yeah.
I think they bookend each other. Yeah, very excited. Very excited.
They better do something with Captain Marvel. Like, they hyped it up so hard, and then I know that a lot of people were mad at Brie Larson during that time, and maybe that's why they kind of like curbed her in Endgame. But it was so disappointing. So hopefully the Marvels is a good comeback movie.
I hope so. It's a great character. You know, but between some Brie Larson stuff as well as the Captain Marvel movie, not in any related to her, Captain Marvel movie was not as good as like many people hoped. No. You know, that was disappointing. So it's like you drum up this character, you hype up this great character, and yeah, we'll see if Marvel decides to distance themselves from Captain Marvel or if they shift the mantle to someone else. That's a possibility with the Marvels being a thing. Yeah, we'll see what they got planned. They got big plans, and hopefully they're good. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode of the LANCave. Let us know in the comments what you're excited about when it comes to Marvel, and have you checked out xCloud yet? Let me know in the comments. I may check it out this week, and I'll see you later.